So BrokerSumo is basically where all the inventory in the office is. I get to see everyone's, as including Joelle and Lou. For you guys, it looks a little different because it will only show what you guys have listed, selling, or whatever it is that you have closed. This is how it looks like when you walk in, log in. This is Lewis's as an example. The second tab down, it's transactions. If you go to view transactions, you'll be able to see your listing, pending, which would be under contract, rentals, whatever the case may be. Here's a test. I used to manually type everything in. It took me a while, but I got it done. This is a test. This is how it looks like if you manually type it in. But since it gets linked in with .loop, it will generate it in here, which makes my life a lot easier. You will be putting in the address, if there's a co-broker, meaning the listing agent or the buyer's agent, if you are not both. All sellers info, the MLS number, how much is sold for, listing, dates, commission, etc. Down here is the agent info. If it's you and a fellow agent, it's going to show both of you and how much it's being split into. You will only see your side because it's privacy of what the other person is getting. Title attorney will be who is also in the transaction, as what .loop will be doing as well. Trust account and deposits. I'm guessing this will sync in as well once you type it into .loop. And once Joelle gets that deposit, we will be able to upload it to the system, just so you guys don't have to be calling us or asking what we have, where we have it, and how much you have given us. So this makes it easier for both of us to keep track of the deposits when it was giving, and if you ever need to send out a letter to an attorney or whoever the case may be, if we have it, you can see it. Notes, I guess that's notes for me or for whoever it is, if you need something done or whatever the case may be. I haven't done that yet, so we'll be the first ones to find out. Trust accounts and deposits, the same thing as the as per transaction. I guess here would be all of them that you have done or given us, so that keeps track of that. And then there's a filter section here because each transaction, it has a different date, address, owner, whatever it is. This will be, if you click on here, I cannot click on it because we don't have any on file. We'll let you select the option. Commissions. Commissions will show you the total commissions you have closed on. If you have 3 in total thus far, then it will show you how much the commission came in for, the property address, the date it closed, the sales price, and the status, if you have been paid or if it's pending to be paid. If you go to apply filters, if you click on the status, it says paid and unpaid. The closing dates is important because you can track if it's by month, by year, or by week. It just depends on what you put in. And you can keep a track of what you have in your inventory, and if you need to let us know about a specific property that we don't have on file. The next tab down is reports. Reports is where you can look at your pipeline, you can look at your lead conversions. Lead conversions meaning, which is a cool thing, is that it connects to .loop, meaning if you have a lead from conversion or from Zillow, if you type it in .loop, it links in here. We don't have any yet, and it keeps a track of where you got it from, the deals that you have done with that person, the commission, if you got paid on it, sales volume, etc. If you don't, and it also keeps track if you even use that person or if you just left it there, and you can go back to dates and the month, year, last month, last year. So it keeps track of all your leads for you, which I think is pretty cool. The next one is pipeline. Pipeline shows all your current closed transactions and pending. Pending meaning that that's under contract, current to close. Here, it shows you everything. If you give it a specific time frame, if it's a month, by year, last month, last year, you can do that. If it's all closing or pending, if it's a transaction type, if you're only the listing agent, selling, dual, rental, etc. Because this does separate your transactions by what role you're in. The date they closed and the lead source, if you have any, and then it will keep it in here. Lewis, let's change the year for him, just to give you an example. And Let's do this. So here it shows all of his transactions from January 2nd, 2017 to 2019. This is all of what he has. Once you get paid, it's gonna show up in this little green thing, meaning that the whole file is now complete. When it's not complete, it shows you by percentages: 25, 50, 75, 100, which is what you want to get. Here it calculates your total agent commission, your gross, your income that you've made within that time frame. So it shows you what you have made, your sales price, and if you gotten paid, what that percentage adds up to, the amount, and it gives you a range of how good you're doing, how well you're not doing, if you're not doing well at all. That's a little something. I'm not gonna go into show a lot of it. That's your pipeline, so that's what you guys will be looking at mostly. The agent billing is any bills that you have from Culture, if it's from conversion, if it's a business card, whatever the case may be, it shows up here. This is mostly what Joelle inputs because she'll be the one to know what you guys owe. And then this links in once you give me the transaction and it comes up on my end. This will pop up in your transaction, whichever one closes first. If you have 3 at the same time, it'll show up in all 3 depending on which one closes first. Those fees get taken out of your commission, and then it wipes out until if you have any new bills that she will input. So this is mostly for her, but it keeps track for you guys to know what you owe if you want to pay it prior or if you just want to get out your commission. The next one, additional closing costs, would be what you guys got billed on for that closing. If it's the bills that she's putting in there, if it's the worker comp, so it'll show. So this is, so there's all the properties that he closed within that time frame of 2017 to 2019. If you click on one of them, it will show what he's being billed on, or it just one at a time. On the number?
Or it tells you there, actually.
No, yeah, it just tells you what he only had 1 fee per transaction as the workers' comp, which that will show you, and so you don't have to ask her what I got billed on and how much I got billed on for. It'll just show you right there, keeps it easy. And if you want to download it as a spreadsheet, right here, that you can do that as well if you need it for your taxes, which I think will help you guys out a lot. You could do by month, year, so on and so forth. Next on the report is cap plan report. Cap plan report is what keeps track of your tier. I'm pretty sure you guys know that after a certain amount of gross income, you guys move up. So here we'll let you know how much you have left to move on to the next tier. If you have 5,000 left, whatever the case may be, it will show you, and then it will start moving you up by tier by itself, because at first we had to do it manually. It takes a couple of times because you guys are a lot of agents and very little time to do it. So here is just for you guys to know where you guys are at and what month, year, if you need to basically just know. You can download it as a PDF or put it into an Excel sheet. Next is the agent monthly report, is how much gross you've done in a month. So if you've closed, let's say 10 properties and you want to know what that solid number is, you can definitely do that. I'll give you an example.
So you can track month by month to see what your slow months are.
So in this case, he did from 2019. Okay, from 2019 to April. This is his chart. It's not a lot, but it's something. So it's going to track down, again, sales volume, commission, your net, your sales volume, all the above, if you ever need that number as well. We get to see it and you guys get to see it because we are monitoring and changing your stuff a little bit here and there. That is everything for the reports that you guys can see, and you guys will probably just need to do office documents, as Louis just explained. That would be in .loop. Will it link in once they set up their .loop?
Yeah, they just need to go into settings and merge it.
Okay. The Ach Transferred. This is where you guys get your direct deposit when you close. If you guys have not set up your account, please do so. This will help Joelle and myself to know who's getting paid and who's not. This is really easy. I'm sure you all have an online banking account login. It's the same thing. If you click on it, well, this is an example. If I submit it, it's going to create an account. I'll accept it. This is what they do. So you guys will accept the terms and conditions. If you guys are ready to go ahead, click here to add account. You can have more than one bank account. I don't know if you guys want to do that, but most likely you'll probably have one, and you would add your account. It's gonna give you two options. There's the instant account verification, which is with your login and password to your virtual banking app. And then there's a micro deposit verification. That one is a pain in the neck. It takes longer because it will have to send an acceptance or like kind of like an approval letter to your bank. They have to accept it, and then you have to accept it. Will it take it longer for you guys to get paid? Yes, it will. If you do the instant verification, it's really easy. It'll accept your account. It'll look for it in that bank, and then it links in. To get paid, I know that's the biggest question that you guys ask a lot. It takes 3 days for when the check hits Joelle's desk to hit our bank account. Once that goes into the account, she submits the payment. It is no longer in our hands or her hands for you guys to get paid. It takes about 3 days after that additionally for it to hit your bank account. So in total, it's about 6 to 7 days depending on the time of day that she sends it, because this is in a different time zone. So then it will take 6 to 7 days. Bank accounts, and then there's payment transfer log. So this will keep track of what's pending for it to hit your account. So if something's paid, it will show up as paid. If it's still pending, meaning that she has sent the payment and it's just gonna end up in your account, this is where that will be. So again, there's nothing there because we haven't sent anything to Louis there. And then your account is where you can keep, it's basically all your settings, your account settings. If you need to update your account passwords, information, your real estate license, documents you won't be needing because that's with .loop. Billing log is it's what he's getting billed on. It says unpaid, but he paid him. So if you go to settings and you go to, I think I went here, integrations, this is where you can link your .loop. See, it says sync your loops into BrokerSumo to eliminate double entry of .loop data. This is where you can, if I click on it, it's gonna set yes. So if you go, let me go back for you. Settings. If you go down to the second tab, integrations, it's gonna show up like this, just how you see it for him, sync your .loop. So it's meaning that it picked up his account, that he has one. If you click on authenticate .loop.
I started the process on .loop now. So .loop sent BrokerSumo a request, and then on your BrokerSumo you would have to authenticate it.
So then if they log in through here, it's gonna merge it. Okay, so once you get this page, this is where you can log in with your .loop account. So in this case, this will start generating all his all of his .loops that he has currently. So then once you do this, it's automatically synced. Vendors. If you have a specific title company or attorney or anyone that you use like repetitively in your transactions, this can be here. So when you're when it syncs in, it gives you the option to switch. If you have a different title or different attorney, whatever the case may be, this would be the place to save them if you just don't want to keep typing it in. And then other than that, that's everything that BrokerSumo will do with your .loop.